What's up, everyone? Welcome to the BoM Podcast. I am your host, Aishan Shetty, and with me is my co-host, Bhumi Shetty. What's up, Bhumi?
What's up, you tell me?
So today's episode is going to be a little different. I know it's only the second episode, and we're already doing a review episode, but we just watched a movie here that released in theaters, Sitaare Zameen Par. And we just thought we would review it and just kind of talk about it. I can tell you off the bat, this is a very important film. I think it's been a really long time since we've seen a film cover this type of topic. So I feel personally that it's a film that I really want to succeed. We've been getting a lot of, I hate to say it, but crap from Bollywood recently. And this is finally a film that's has its heart in the right place. So let's get started. So this was my, I think, most anticipated film of this year.
Up until now.
I mean, up until now, because I've watched it.
Yeah.
But...
No, I'm saying like up until now, because we still have so many more months
yeah, we still
left
have a
to
lot.
go
Yeah, we still have a
to
long
the year
time
to go.
Definitely. But I'm a huge Aamir Khan fan. I've Dil Chahta Hai, Rang De Basanti, Gajni. All these films like rank among some of my favorite films in Hindi cinema. And I think he's a great actor. I don't know what's kind of happened with Aamir Khan. I feel like people have just kind of fallen off the bandwagon, or what's the deal?
I think that what my reading of things is, I think he gets too in his head about things. Okay. Like, I think he should just, like, he wants the movie to be so perfect that he'd rather not give us a movie for like years. Till he has a script that he thinks is like, okay. And then he puts his heart and his soul and his everything into that movie.
True.
And then sometimes if it's a miss, and then he takes some time to bounce back, looks like. Definitely. You know? Whereas an Aki is doing like 700 movies per year. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I think he gets too in his head. But with him, what I've noticed, it's either an extreme masterpiece level hit or it's a total miss.
Yeah, I feel like even like recently, so 3 years ago he released Lal Singh Chadda, which, okay, I don't care what anyone says.
I love that movie.
I grew up watching Forrest Gump. It's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yes.
I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
If you were to remake it in Hindi and adapt it,
there's no other way to do it.
There was no other way to do it. I think it was not a perfect film, obviously, but it was a pretty good remake or adaptation of a film that's so iconic. So I feel like people gave him a lot of crap for Lal Singh Chadda.
That's because, I don't understand like what the audience wants, right? You want a heartfelt Hindi movie. Here, this movie it's not like they're like copying the movie. It's like an Indian rendition of the movie.
That's a good point that you brought up, actually. So there's a big difference between adapting a film and actually asking for permission for the film, which they did for Lal Singh Chadda. Yeah. And they did for this movie as well. Yeah. This is a remake of Champions.
Yeah, Champions, yes.
Which is a Spanish film.
Yeah.
And so they got permission to remake this film.
Yes.
Right? But for
it's not a ripoff.
Yeah, it's not a ripoff. Yeah, it's not like Kante is a straight up ripoff of Reservoir Dogs. Oh, it's frame by frame.
When you told me this, because I love Kante, I like it. I like that movie. Yeah. And I was like, wait, I was mind blown when he told me that it's like a copy.
It's a copy. Yeah, that's a blatant copy. They didn't get permission to remake the film.
Yeah, and they did it anyway.
And they did it anyways. I mean, back then, I feel like people did whatever they wanted, or they could kind of get away with, this was inspired by, it wasn't really a copy. But now plagiarism is taken a lot more seriously.
No, Lal Singh Chadda, coming back to that, I think was, honestly, I really like that movie. And as we said already, I don't see another way to do it. And even like with the Baba character, Baba
Gump, yeah.
No, what's his name?
Baba Gump.
Yeah, Baba Gump Shrimp, right? They did
Baba is his name, and then Gump is
his name. Yeah, but like that character that Nag Chaitanya did, it was so. I mean, anything that I could think of, right, was done in a good way. They didn't take a really young actress. If he was getting CGI, so was the heroine. You know, so I really I felt like it was made appropriately. I don't know why it flopped.
Yeah, it was a really big disaster, and I think that is the reason why he announced that he was gonna quit acting and focus on his family.
Aamir, stop.
And then I think if I'm not mistaken, again, I don't know if this is true or not, he originally wanted Salman Khan to play the coach.
Yeah. No, it is true. Because there was this bite of Salman and Aamir at the premiere.
Yeah.
Where he's like, he's saying this to the media. Something like that.
So I think it was originally supposed to be Salman Khan, but then what ended up happening is, with Aamir Khan producing, what ended up happening is Aamir Khan ended up just doing it anyways because of probably dates or whatever, prior commitments. I mean, I've thoroughly enjoyed Aamir Khan films. I think as an actor, he's the last actor that can really pull off social message drama films.
Yep.
And he does it the best. Sort of like how Shah Rukh Khan does romance the best. But I think Aamir Khan does the social message films
his thing.
Really well. And so I was excited to see this film, and they sort of did a marketing trick to try to call this the sister sequel of Sitaare Zameen Par, which was a huge hit and a great film if you haven't seen it. They're not connected at all. It's just for namesake. But yeah, I was excited, and I don't know, what did you think? What was your... I guess, should we give a brief overview? Like a premise of the film?
Yeah.
So we'll start with, this is just the IMDb summary here. After a DUI, an arrogant basketball coach must train neurodivergent adults for community service. His initial prejudice fades as his players show him a new perspective on life.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good summary, to be honest.
Yeah, that's literally it.
This podcast is not going to have too much structure because it's a review episode.
Yeah.
So just kind of go with the flow here. So yeah, what were your initial thoughts of the film?
I honestly really liked it. I've been waiting for a wholesome, heartfelt movie for a while now. And I too am a huge Aamir Khan movies fan. Like all the movies that you named, literally the same list. Yeah. In the same order. We've watched these movies together at least twice now, each of them. So yeah, I've been waiting for him to just do make something like this for a while now, and I genuinely really enjoyed it. So from I think I'm gonna keep repeating myself in this, repeating the sentence in every episode where I'm everyone kind of understood the assignment that was in the movie. If it's a review episode, I don't think we want to give too many spoilers, but at that risk, I felt like the team, the basketball team, was honestly the heart of the movie more than him. And I really enjoyed that everyone had their screen time, everyone had their it was equally. It was not like an Aamir Khan movie. No, the movie was more about the story.
Definitely.
And that's what I really enjoyed.
That's exactly what I felt. I was a little skeptical that the film would feel a little overcrowded with the amount of people in the film. But they've written each character really well.
So well.
They provided a backstory, and it really centers around the chemistry between Aamir Khan's character and the team. So yeah, I mean, I liked it as well. I think it's not if you're going. This is one thing that they did, which I feel like maybe, I don't know if it's a good decision or a bad decision. When you watch Sitaare Zameen Par, and then you connect this film back to that film, right? Because essentially it's a sister sequel. For me, I expected it to sort of follow the same tone. So Sitaare Zameen Par is more of a serious film.
Yeah, it's more serious than funny.
It's more serious than funny. There are moments that are funny.
Yeah.
But I would say 80% of the movie is pretty serious.
Yes.
And maybe about 20% is funny.
Funny.
This is the complete opposite. 80% is funny.
Yeah.
And 20% is serious.
I didn't feel that though. I felt like it was extremely funny and serious at the same time. But yes, it's not as serious as Sitaare Zameen Par.
Yeah, it's not as
That's
serious.
for sure.
Yeah. So,
in the sense that the tone of the movie, the topic is very serious.
Yeah.
But the tone of the movie was more light-hearted.
Definitely, yeah.
It's like a more feel-good type of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. So I think my expectations were definitely a more... And I knew that kind of going in when I saw the trailer. I was like, oh, they're really leaning on the comedy. So I knew going in it's going to be more of a fun movie. But I think I expected a little bit more seriousness. But it didn't take away from me disliking the film at all. I think it's still a great film. Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about the performances. So I wanted to talk about Aamir Khan's performance.
Okay.
So I've been reading a lot of reviews and speaking to friends, and they all keep saying that, oh, Aamir Khan's just doing the same thing that he does in every film. And I completely...
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I completely disagree with that. I feel like his character is... he's just an angry guy.
Yeah.
Angry, insecure man.
Egoistic.
Who has these prejudice.
Yeah.
And he has a strong character arc towards the end.
Yes.
Again, it's not a very... It's a predictable movie.
Yeah.
In the
no,
sense.
but it's not.
It is and it isn't.
Yeah.
But I feel like he gets his character arc, and I think it's a pretty well performed.
You know how... I feel like this will be like a hot take, right? You know how our families have these people that you really love, but they have so many flaws.
Yeah.
I felt like that's what the character was trying to give. A typical Indian raised man who has not resolved his childhood trauma, who does not know how to be affectionate or communicative towards his wife, which is played by Janelia. And he's just a typical Indian man who has not resolved his mental health issues.
Yeah.
Like his trauma comes from his father leaving him.
Yeah.
So that's what he has become. And I felt like they've done such a good job showing that in his character, like in the way he thinks, right? In the way he views the world.
Yeah.
Up until he has that transition is like so typical. I felt like they've written it really well.
Yeah.
I can think of so many people in my who I know that are like that.
That are like that, yeah.
I don't think it was what he always does.
Yeah, I also don't think that. I don't know where everyone's kind of getting this.
Another thing was, he's a basketball coach, right? So, I don't know if you know this, I did basketball in school.
Yeah, me too.
For like 3-4 years.
Yeah, but I got cut from the team.
Why? Why?
I didn't make the team.
Why?
It's like 8th grade trauma here that we're dealing with. Yeah, I didn't even make the team. I'm seeing all these guys playing on a basketball team. I'm like, bro, I didn't even make the team. I don't know what to say.
No. So I was in the basketball team. The point of me saying that is the coach character that he's got.
Okay.
Right? This is why I don't think this is a typical Aamir Khan movie, because I think he was so good as a coach.
Yeah.
Like I felt like he's really a basketball coach.
Yeah.
It was coming very authentic to him as any other role that he's done.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I'm also not sure.
He was really good. He
thought
was
he was
really good.
fantastic,
My heart ached when he was crying.
Yeah.
He was so
the
good.
last scene of the film, I'm not giving spoilers away, but that was a pretty
very
emotional,
good last movie.
yeah.
Last scene. Very
Last
good
scene.
last scene, yeah.
But yeah, overall, I thought, he was fantastic in the film. I don't know what people are talking about.
Yeah.
Now coming to the supporting
He
cast.
looks pretty good. He looks good.
great, yeah.
He looks really good.
Coming to the supporting cast, which is the team. Who's your favorite? I know it's really hard to choose.
I can't. I love all of them, but I have one favorite. I have two.
So this ties into, because each character kind of has their own scene.
Yeah.
So who was so I guess when you're selecting your favorite scene, it ties back into a character.
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell me.
Your favorite scene? You want to go first?
So, okay, I have two.
Okay.
So I really enjoyed
in the end of it.
I don't know his name, and I'm sorry, I probably should have done a little bit more research here.
Wait.
But it's the first guy that Aamir Khan comes. He's in the beginning.
I love him.
Where
Sunil,
where he pulls his nose and says something. Mr. Intelligent.
Yeah, intelligent.
Mr. Intelligent,
yes,
right?
Yes.
He pulls his nose. I loved that character a lot.
A lot.
Because he's there from the beginning
to the end.
And he is his antics were so funny.
He's like the glue of the team, kind of.
He is, yeah.
He's speaking for everybody.
Definitely.
Taking a stand for everybody. And he's also the one that kind of teaches Aamir's character so much about life.
He teaches him the most, I think,
out of
all the
I
characters.
felt like. Yeah. I agree. So Sunil is my favorite too.
I also liked, I think it was Guddu is his name?
The one that loves animals.
The one that loves animals, and that there's a scene where they basically help him overcome his fear.
Yeah, let's not give away too much.
But it's such a good scene.
Such a good
scene. It's
scene.
so good. It's so it's meant to be funny.
Yeah, but it's
also
cute.
really Really well done.
heart. I'm telling y'all, I don't know, like, I've not seen that many reviews. I didn't see any review of this movie because I don't like to do that. But also, I didn't want my own opinions to like change.
Yeah, so Guddu is definitely really, really funny.
I loved Guddu also. I felt like he had his own little movie going on. Definitely. But I loved him. I loved all of them. I loved Sharma ji. I loved the...
Golu. Golu was awesome too.
Golu is the girl, right?
Yeah.
She was so good. She's such a baddie. Also, I saw an interview, by the way, of Golu and her mom. And she is not at all like that in real life, by the way.
Oh, no. She's
really
very
shy.
talented.
No.
Yeah.
As a person, she's like really shy.
Yeah.
So she was such a good actress then.
Oh, yeah.
Because she slayed. Like, she was such a baddie in the movie. Like, she understood the assignment. She was so natural in it. And she killed it. Even the guy, Hargobind, the tall one, he acted so well.
Yeah.
Well. Everyone acted so well.
It's definitely a talented team here.
A low-key favorite character of mine, though, was the Punjabi guy that's their mentor.
Oh, yeah, the principal of the school.
The principal of the school. Yeah. He was my favorite character.
Yeah.
Because he was so hilarious in giving it back to Aamir's character.
Yeah.
He was so like saying it in like taunts and in hidden meanings.
Yeah.
His character was so good. Yeah, I really liked him.
It was fun,
Yeah.
And then coming to Janelia D'Souza, this is technically her comeback film. It's just, I find it so funny that...
Full circle moment.
She acted with his nephew, Imran Khan, and then now she's acting with the uncle.
Yeah.
So, it's,
I mean, that's Bollywood for you,
yeah. So. What did you think? I think, here's my thing with Janelia D'Souza. I think she's really charming.
Yeah.
She's very pretty.
Yeah.
Her reels with her husband it's so funny.
Hilarious.
But as an actress, I don't know if it's there. But I feel like this was also the perfect role for her.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, she didn't have much to do. But definitely in the second half, she has more. But again, the movie's entirely focused on Aamir Khan and the team.
No, but she has a pretty maybe not screen time wise, but the character is so important because she's basically our eyes into how he is in his personal life and how like this team helps him become a better person even for his partner. So that's why it is there. Like, people think of them as lesser, but they taught him so much more than life even taught him, so that was the whole point of Janelia's character, I think.
Definitely.
But same thoughts though. I don't think she is an incredible actress, but she has something that's very different from other actresses. Something about her is very charming on screen. I do
for
agree
sure.
with
She
that,
definitely has screen presence.
Yeah,
you can see that.
and they had very cute chemistry also, I felt like. What did you think?
I thought I didn't think so, but
they had good chemistry.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't think they had that great chemistry. But the movie's not focused on their love story like that. So,
yeah.
No, I don't know if I told you this, but when I was in high school, I volunteered. I went to India for a month and a half over the summer. And
yeah, you told me.
I volunteered at a school for neurodivergent kids. And it was filled with like so many kids with all different like disabilities and different challenges. And yeah, it was like, I don't know, for me, that is like one moment in my life that's like that definitely changed my life and my perspective on things. So he says at the end, like, you will not be teaching the kids will be like teaching you.
Yeah.
I think that really resonated with me because I experienced that firsthand, being with these kids and getting to know them.
Yeah.
One day maybe my dream is to like work with these types of people that like have these disabilities and have these challenges. It's just really awesome to see. And thrive, yeah. It just feels awesome, really. It's like there's no feeling in the world that's like that. So in another universe, maybe I would have been involved somehow. It's not too late, but hopefully, let's see.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the direction and writing.
Mm-hmm.
So this was directed by the same person that made Shubh Mangal Savdan. Have you seen that film?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another social message film.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid film,
Yeah,
to be honest.
I really liked it. Yeah. Shubmangal Savdhan is with Bhumi and Ayushmann.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was really good.
Yeah, that was a
I liked it. It was hilarious. Actually, it was hilarious.
It was a pretty funny movie.
Yeah. I can see that. It now, like, it does make sense a little bit.
It makes sense a little bit. Yeah, you can kind of see some of the tones and directional choices passed on in this film.
Yeah.
Overall, like the direction of the film. I think I told you after we left the film, I felt it was a little long.
Yeah.
I think it could have been maybe trimmed down to like maybe 2 hours. I think it runs at 2.5 hours. Mm-hmm. So a little long for me. But for the most part...
But that's Aamir movies though. They're always long.
I think my tolerance over time for long films is not really there. Like our previous episode was 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Our previous episode's movie was 3 hours long. So and we had to finish that in like 2 days.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, not we, because of you.
Because of me.
Yeah.
And the third episode we're gonna be doing Tal. That was like 3.5 hours, or it felt like 3.5 hours.
It was 3 hours.
And it took us like, what, 5 days to watch the whole movie?
Dude,
it took us so long to watch that movie. So my tolerance for long films is not really there. So yeah, I just felt like in some places we could have trimmed some stuff, but... Again,
I was thoroughly enjoying the movie, so obviously my tolerance is... I mean, I can watch longer movies. I kind of grew up watching long movies, so... Like, I entered the 2-hour mark kind of movies way later in my life.
Yeah.
So this is the norm for me. Like, I'm not really fazed by that. And also, I was really enjoying the scenes with all of them. The team. Even in the end, when they come in, like... like, say that, oh, he's so handsome, this is your dad, he's so handsome. It's so funny because they're like kind of always taking his case, Aamir's case.
Definitely.
So it's hilarious.
Yeah, some of the this is a film, you know what, I have to say, like, comedies have kind of been dead for a long time, not just in Bollywood, in
like
Hollywood as well.
Innocent comedy.
Like, not just in Bollywood, but even in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And
really?
Like, there are situations in this movie that I was genuinely laughing out loud.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it's not like, it didn't feel very forced. Like, everything had a reason. So, yeah, it was a good film, honestly speaking.
I really liked it. I felt like it's just, it does what it should do to you when you're watching it, you know. It's like, it's one of those movies that you can always, anytime, put it on and watch it. Definitely. You'll always have a good experience. Yeah. I feel like ever since Aamir has done a Raju Hirani movie, I can't unsee the Raju Hirani sometimes. I feel like it has had the same vibes.
Because you know what, those films, I feel like he's as much a part of those films
as Raju Hirani is.
Raju Hirani.
You know, so
right?
It had the same like PK, those movies types of vibes.
Definitely,
right?
Yeah.
Even the background music was so similar.
Very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming to... this is probably going to be a very fast topic, but music, there's like only 4 songs in this film. And I mean, we've talked about like just Bollywood songs in general and new movies. There's nothing that memorable in terms of music. I think Bollywood is slowly moving towards like what fits well as a background song for the scenario.
Yeah.
But there's no like actual dance numbers in this film.
Yeah.
I don't think there needs to be in this type of film.
It was good, I felt like. There were some songs here and there, some sad songs, some, you know, upbeat songs. Like, I felt like as you said, the focus was on, like, the background music was like Shankar Mahadevan singing and things like that, you know. So I felt like that's what this movie was giving.
Yeah.
But it was good that it didn't have songs, because as it would have made it more unserious, I felt like.
No, definitely. Yeah.
You know?
Okay. This is my only thing, like, I'm speaking directly to the camera here.
Yeah, because I'm not the audience for this.
This is a plead to Bollywood, okay? Like, we need films like this.
Yeah, that's true.
We need this film, and there's a plead to the audience as well.
Yeah.
We need this film to be a hit.
Yeah.
I want films like this.
Yeah.
I don't want films like Houseful 5.
Literally.
I don't want films where the heroines are objectified. I don't want propaganda films.
Yeah.
And we've been getting a lot of that crap for the past like two years.
2-3 years, 4 years.
Like we need a change.
Yeah.
And this is finally
Such
a refreshing
change. Yeah.
So give us films like this. Like we'll happily go to the theater and watch it.
Yeah.
But just please give us films like this.
Exactly.
Sitaare Zameen Par is a film that needs to be seen by people.
Yeah.
And these are the films that we should be supporting in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
and there is so much misconception. It is shown so nicely in the movie also, like how people think and what. At the end of the day, it's a Bollywood movie, so it's gonna have that.
Yeah, it's going to have like
the exaggeration and the extraness. It has to be there. That's why it's a movie and not real life. But the issue that this movie discusses, or like the social messaging that this movie has, is so important and so under discussed that as he said, it was such a refreshing movie to watch. And again, I really like that they didn't. In fact, when we had this conversation about the movie not being that serious, I liked it. I liked that the characters were actual real people, and it was their disability was not the center of their character at all. And I loved that because that made me understand what the person who has written this is saying, that this is their normal,
Yeah.
It's a different normal. It's not your normal, but it's their normal. And I feel like it was expressed beautifully in the movie.
No,
and I genuinely thoroughly enjoyed it a lot.
It's a movie that finally has a message.
Exactly.
That's worth
going to the theater.
Going to the theater and watching.
Exactly.
No, I completely agree with you. So I wanted to ask you a question here. I've actually not seen Champions, which is what this film is a remake of. And usually I'm pretty good about watching the original first and then going and watching the adaptation. For some reason, I just didn't. For some reason, I wanted to just go in with a blank slate. Because again, this was a really most anticipated film for me. And yeah, I came out pleasantly surprised. But yeah, what did you think? It was exceeded your expectations?
Yeah, I am pretty good about also not going. I go in with like nothing in my head. Like I'm not ever expecting anything out of anything, and that's why I'm able to maintain my expectations and not be disappointed because I overhyped it in my head. I never do that. So I always go with a blank slate as well, and I feel like that was the best way to do it because I didn't have any preconceived notions. I didn't have any, presumptions about this. So it was a good way to do it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. As I said, 14 times already.
Awesome. So, let's move on to the must meter. Out of 5, what would you give this movie?
Definitely a 4.5. An easy 4.5.
Wow. That's
easy 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah,
nice.
Easy 4.5 for me. Yeah.
I would give it a 3.5. I think, like I said, I think it leaned a little too heavy on the comedy, and it could have been a little shorter, just a little bit. But with that said, it's still a film that I would go to the theater twice to watch.
Yeah.
This is a film that I...
One second, can I know why it's 3.5? It's almost like half of 5.
3.5 is decent. 3.5 times 2 is 7. And 7 out of 10
is
pretty good.
Yeah.
Just math.
Yeah, so then you're basically I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
Yes.
Yeah, which I agree. Yeah.
Which you agree,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
No, I am, but there's nothing wrong with it. I was trying to understand why 3.5.
Yeah, my only thing was just the comedy. I think like I would have really... I'm not a crier, but I wanted to cry during this movie, and
I've never.
I feel like this is more of a me problem.
Yeah.
That I'm pushing on the film.
Stop projecting.
And,
I have never seen him cry. I've known this man for 7 years, and I have never seen him cry, not once. And he sees me cry 7 times per day. So.
Yeah. I think there's no water here. That's the problem. But basically, yeah. Overall, I think you guys should definitely check this film
Literally
out.
go now. Go tomorrow.
Don't read the reviews. Just listen to us.
Yeah, listen to us.
Because we're right.
We're always right.
But no, I really think this is finally a film, long time coming, a Bollywood film, that too, with a great social message. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble saying social. But yeah, finally a really good film with a great message. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But that's it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to be going back to our original format, and we're revisiting the movie Thal. So we're super excited to share that with you guys. I think it's time we end this episode because one of our lights just died. But yeah, if you guys are watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, comment any movies you want us to review next.
Yes.
And be sure to rate us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. But until then, we'll see you guys next time.